Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until probably about 4:45. I have somewhere that I promised somebody that I'd be there at around 5. And so I'm going to try to be there around 5. It is only like 10 minutes from me. Well, rush hour is probably about 15, 17 minutes from me. But I'm here. I'm here. Sorry I didn't make it in yesterday. I had every intention on being here yesterday. But y'all know some stuff happened. As always, let me say hello. Let me say hello to people. Because y'all know that's how I do. If this is your first time joining the show. First, thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you so much. Give us a chance. You might like it. You might not. You never know. Some people like it. Some people hate it. And some people somewhere in between. But the way that I typically do the show, sometimes I have a topic, even though normally I don't. Today, I kind of don't. And so we just talk about whatever. It usually ends up going in a direction. But sometimes it doesn't. And it's just me rambling because people, don't call because they're mean. They don't call because they're mean. Blade said, get to my point. One of Blade's personalities said, get to my point. This is the point, Blade. This is the point. So yeah, if I'm just rambling and nobody called in, it's just gonna be a show of me rambling. And for one or two people, that's entertaining. I don't understand it. If I was you, I wouldn't watch me. But that's just me. Let me say hello to the people, because Emanuel Livingston love the people. Robert Willis, what's up? Good afternoon. Thanks for checking out the show. Erica, representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Thank you for checking out the show. Got Mike in the house. Mike's representing Woodlawn. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Lewis, good afternoon. Lewis is representing Sharonville. He's getting ready for the Princeton Moeller game. All right, man. Hopefully it's an exciting game. I don't have as they say, a dog in the fight. So usually I just hope it's a good game. Good afternoon. Nick Brown, good afternoon. He's representing beautiful Blue Ash. Got Seabreeze. Seabreeze says she is checking in from Boston. All right. And has a random question. What happened to Herschel Walker and Melania Trump? They've been MIA. They didn't want Herschel. They didn't like Herschel. They couldn't stand Herschel. They didn't want his dumb ass. They just wanted that seat. They knew if we could put a black body in that seat and it's Herschel, we can control his ass. Once he didn't get the seat, they don't care nothing about Herschel. Melania don't care nothing about Donald. No, I'm just playing. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know anything about that. She could just be one of those people that's like, look, I done had my time in the spotlight. The spotlight was not nice to me. I don't want to be in the spotlight anymore. So just leave me alone. Leave me out of it. That's reasonable. I could see that happening. Lady K, good afternoon, Lady K. He done added a counter. How fancy that? You late. The counter been there. Thank you for checking out the show. We got David in the house representing Westchester. Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon. Lady K says, I'll be in and out as I'm at work. I'll be back after 4. Have that job. This is what's important. If your job don't let you pay undivided attention to this show, you need to quit your job. I'm just talking nonsense. Let me see. David says the theme music is starting to take effect. Let's work on bringing back the newsroom background. That was fire. Some of y'all got some mental problems. Some of y'all got mental problems. They're slight, but some of y'all got mental problems. But David, I appreciate you checking out the show. I said Blade. Blade's in the house. Paul, good afternoon, Paul. Thank you for checking out the show. Got Brent in the house representing Dallas. Brent representing Dallas. Diane, good afternoon, Diane. Daryl says, what up, family? What's up, Daryl? Appreciate you. Britt says, now you know if all hearts and minds ain't clear by a quarter till, you still gonna be talking to us. Bro, I need to be where I need to be at around 5. At the very latest, I'm finishing up at 5. Finish up at 5, shut this down, run upstairs, grab my keys, and go right to the car. That simple. David says, glad you're here. Jerica, good afternoon. She says, hola, mi familia. Hola, mi familia. Hola to you too. Me familia. Myosha or Moesha, however you want to pronounce it. Either way is correct. Trying to figure out if I want to keep working or call it a day. Call it a day and just pay attention to the show. That's it. Let's see. Brenda, good afternoon, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. You can always fall back on the biddy conversation. I don't know what that means. Barry Watkins, thank you for checking out the show. Good afternoon. Chelsea in the house. Happy Friday, Uncle, and everyone else. Happy Friday, niece. Happy Friday to you. Eddie Claiborne. What's up, Eddie? Good afternoon. I appreciate you checking out the show. We got Tanika in the house representing Orlando, Florida, that is. Not to be confused with Orlando, Arizona. Tanika, good afternoon. Thanks for checking out the show. Preston says, good afternoon, people. He's on his way to the barbershop, but good afternoon. Jerica says, Blade is a whole catfish. Handsome, but appears to be nuts. Uh-oh. Oh, she married. Because I don't really think he's married. He just be saying he married. He's not married. Maybe one of his personalities is married. The other ones are not. Regina in the house representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. DeAndre in the house. He says, hola, sinner. E-Man, hola to you too. Tierra in the house. Tierra Powell, a former friend of the week, is here. We got a celebrity. That's all I'm going to mess with you. That's it. I'm finished messing with you the whole rest of the show. Good afternoon, Tierra. Thank you for checking out the show. We got Vanessa Lynn Bennett. Good afternoon. I'm praying for your brother. I'm so sorry. All right. Of course, I'll address that in a little bit. Ron said, what's up? What's up, Ron? Miss Pittsburgh. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Got Fame in the house, the betting public sports show. Fame, at some point, because I've never seen your show. So at some point, I need you to come in and, or at the very least, just shoot me, even if you shoot me a message on Facebook. Eventually, I'll check it and tell me, how can I check out your show? But he's representing Grossbeck. I've never heard anybody call it Gross Busy, but Fame. Did you see that Judge Mathis's wife filed for divorce? I definitely did not see that. I don't follow Judge Mathis's marital life. I know. I didn't see that. Butler Brown, representing Cartersville, Georgia. Good afternoon, Butler Brown. Thank you for checking out the show. We got Logic Slayer in the house. What's up, Logic Slayer? Ron Omega says, what up, E? What up, Ron? I hope we can be nice to each other today. You know, I love everybody. Well, except for the people that I know. Tria says, hey, everybody. Hey, King. Hope all is well. From Columbia Township. All right. Jerica says, I said, F my job, too. Emanuel hired me to make shirts. It ain't a lot of money in the shirt play. It's not a lot of money in the shirt play. But, you know, let's see what we can do. Send me your resume. Oh, That was funny to me. I think that was just funny to me. Nobody else thought it was funny. I understand. Vincent representing Blue Ash. Good afternoon. Seabree says your Spanish pronunciation might be illegal. It's dead on. Dead on. Let's see. Ron says that means I have an hour and a half to torture you. Oh my goodness. Barry Watkins says I have a question. Shoot. Lonzo Clark. Lincoln said he's seen Blade's wife. You trust Lincoln? Tessie says, hey, repping this ride home from work. All right. Happy Friday. He's on his way to Madisonville. All right. Good afternoon. We got, let me see. I think Spencer Oliver Jr. He says, hello, afternoon experiment. Hello, Spencer. Jerica, no, don't ever flip me off. Jerica say she won't flip me off. Don't ever do that. It would break my heart. I have a very sensitive heart. Even though my heart ain't on this side, I'm using the wrong hand. But you understand what I'm saying. Don't do that. Hand out afternoon experiment PPP loans for viewers who quit their jobs. I'll give you a loan. I will. If you quit your job to watch this show, you can apply for a loan. And I can, float you a loan potentially. Just send me an application. We got Pat in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And all right, so that's it. I've said hello to everybody who said hello to me. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm going to get this stuff out the way now. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Get out, enjoy the weather. I think it's supposed to be nice weather. Not as nice as yesterday and the day before, but it's still supposed to be nice weather. Get out, enjoy the weather. Do something that you've never done. I want to say it's kind of late to plan like skydiving or something like that. But go out and do something you've never done or something that you enjoy doing that you haven't done in a while. Something that you enjoy doing or that you haven't done in a while. Tanika says, can I work for you remotely, E-Man? Absolutely. Send me your resume. All right. So, I had a couple things I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I know a few people probably want to discuss the whole situation, Liberty Township, Nate, my brother. I don't know a whole lot about the situation. I was not there. Here's all I can tell you. Not necessarily about the situation, but here's what I can tell you. Well, first, let me say this. I know that there are a lot of people who are really happy that he was assaulted. And to those people, I say, everybody got a right to feel however they want to feel. I remember, and it's funny because I heard Wyatt talking about Kelly Prather, and I'm about to bring up Kelly Prather. I remember when Kelly Prather got in trouble, there were people literally celebrating that woman got in trouble. There were people literally celebrating that woman was going to jail. And I thought, and I think I said as much, what is wrong with people? How do you celebrate somebody's misfortune? How do you celebrate something like that? But again, it dawned on me, people think differently about things. And, especially when you've rubbed someone the wrong way, there are people who, root for bad things to happen to you. So, that's just one of those things. This is what I would say. There are a few people who are, really outwardly and over the top celebrating. Don't let them pull you into that. Let them be who they are. Because I know this. Look, this is one thing I know. I see things. I'm about to use me as an example. I see certain things, and it strikes me one way. And even though I will know, in my heart of hearts, for example, say, this ain't funny. But there is something about it that strikes me as funny. And every once in a while, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Y'all know I have a condition. So every once in a while, I can't help myself. And I see stuff that shouldn't be funny, but it is funny. And I can't help but to laugh. That happens. So let people be who they are. When I saw... I'm so bad with names. And I've been working on names. for a long time. The nominee for vice president, his son, and the way he was clapping and crying and cheering for his daddy, I said, they need to stop putting that boy on camera. It's not a good look. People are going to mock him. It's not a good look. Get him off of the camera. He looked wild. It's too over the top. I even made a Facebook post about it. It is too over the top. Then somebody on that Facebook post responded, I can't remember the exact wording that they used, but he has some sort of I'm going to say disorder. Forgive me if that's offensive. They might even say he was, like high functioning autistic or, so, and again, forgive me. I'm not using the correct words because I don't know. I'm ignorant about certain things. But he has some issues. No, Jerica, I'm told you can't call it a disability because that's offensive. I was told that by somebody with a disability. So I try to not say that. It's difficult. So forgive me. But either way, he has some sort of an issue. Well, once I heard that, of course, I deleted my post because I'm all about making fun of people if it's fun, but I'm never about hurting nobody. I'm never about hurting anyone. So, and I'll be honest, if you tell me this is just a perfect, and some of these words I'm going to use going to be wrong, so please don't, be super offended. But if you tell me he's perfectly, mentally normal person, emotionally normal person, and he's reacting like that, some people will still look at that and be like, oh, that's sweet. He really loves his daddy. I'd be like, really, calm down. Like, it ain't all that. But then once you put that action with, his ability, then it's like, no, that's kind of endearing. That is kind of endearing. So I say all of that to say, sometimes people react not out of malice, and it seems like it's out of malice. It just is what it is. And some people do act out of malice. Now, I don't think that what I did, I know what I was doing was not out of malice. It was just, I knew the way he was reacting. And if you don't know that this guy has hold on a second, Fame. Robinson Westbrook said, why are you discussing this? Apologize and keep it moving. He's a happy kid showing affection. I'm not apologizing. And I'm just discussing it because it's something I want to discuss because I think it plays into what I'm talking about. So don't get, one thing that a lot of people always do is they get caught up on the example and not understanding the lesson that the example is teaching or illustrating, not necessarily teaching. So that's why I won't just apologize and move on. Because the point that I'm making is people have a right to react to things how they react. And then you're in control of how you react to their reaction. And someone's reaction to my reaction was, Robinson says, land the plane, you're taking too damn long. I'll keep the plane up as long as I want to. You can always go to the bathroom and then come back. And maybe the plane will be landed then. Maybe. But so my reaction, somebody's reaction to my reaction was information. information that I didn't have. And you give me that information, and then that changes my reaction. You know, luckily nobody came at me crazy. Well, that's not true. Some gay dude did. It was and not there's anything wrong with being gay, but it was a whole crazy interaction that I had with some gay dude. But the person who came at me with information reacted the way that was helpful with information. Again, all of that to say, hey, let people react to the whole situation with Nate the way they want to react. Their reaction is not the problem. Their reaction is not the problem. Some people, like I said, think it's funny. Hey, people got a right to think stuff is funny, even inappropriate stuff sometimes. Some people feel like, well, he deserved it. How dare you go and protest peacefully? If you go and you protest peacefully, you deserve to get your ass beat. Some people feel that way. Let them feel that way. Don't let them get you all bothered. Some people feel like, I don't like that guy, so I'm glad that he got beat up. Okay, let them feel that way. Let them feel that way. That shouldn't affect how you react, or try not to let it affect how you react. Now, here's what I tell you about. Oh, hold on, before I do that, let me get to Fame. Fame!
Hey, how you doing?
Fame, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pleasant per usual. First off, you can find the show right here on the YouTube, the name. That's what it's called, the Betting Public Sports Show.
But, I mean, do you record it, or is it live?
I record it, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I can just find it on YouTube. All right.
Exactly. But, all that said, tell us, you're amongst friends. Tell us, how you feeling today, brother? Your family experiencing trauma. How you feeling?
I feel good. Nate did experience some trauma yesterday. But again, I got a call, that they had taken him to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and Frankie Butler kid, who y'all know I've had a spat with here and there, and Nicole Taylor, I believe. Nicole, I just call her Nicole. Her last name is Taylor because of her. I know that because of her Tailor-made catering. They were up there. They were waiting. That's why I put up that post and said, if I ever have friends, if I ever make a friend in this world, I want them to support me like FBK and Nicole supported Nate. Because they was there. They was 100% in. And I appreciated those young ladies so very much. But, I got a call, and I just went up there. By the time I got there, he was up. He was jovial. We were talking. We were laughing. He was experiencing some issues with the eye, and they were running some tests and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, he was cool. So, yeah, I mean, he was cool, so I was cool, and, that was that.
I mean, you wasn't in there crying. My brother ain't never hurt nobody.
I was not in there crying, no.
Oh, okay, good, No, because, shout out to Miss Pat, I grew up one of her sons or whatnot. But, we never shout out our elders in the audience, but she said it best in the chat. She's like, Nate gonna do what he do. I applaud him. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with it with Nate. Like, ever since I first heard about him with the Farrah Crosby shit. You know what I'm saying? For what, 96, 95, whenever that was? He went to, him and his crew, the Black Marchers, they went to the Hustler store. Didn't understand what Hustler, naked flicks have to do with police brutality, but nonetheless, at that time, he let me know that this is who he was. He gonna stick his finger in, stick his nose into some shit, and, it's just gonna be what it be. Well, and I've always appreciated the consistency of that.
Well, let me say this. I was going to get to this later. Not much later. But here's what I can tell you about Nate. First, me and Nate don't agree on everything. We've had disagreements on the air and everything. We don't agree on everything. We're brothers, 1 year apart, but we don't agree on everything. But Nate is this guy. If Nate believes in something, he's gonna stand up for what he believes in. He's gonna not just stand up, but he's gonna speak out or make some outward show for what he believes in. You may not believe in it. You may think it's not that important. But if it's important to him, he's not like, a lot of us. Sometimes I'll speak about whatever. But I'm not, hey, let me go and, out there and da-da-da-da-da. He is. And I've always appreciated that about him. I've always supported him. And if you don't know, again, just because something is not important to you doesn't mean it's not important to somebody else. And I heard somebody saying this ain't the 50s no more. People don't be out there protesting. Yes, people still need to be out there making their voices heard on issues that they are passionate about. And so, the idea that you don't go to a protest somebody because of something that they said that you don't think is all that important. Or she wouldn't have stood up for you, so why you stand up for him? I appreciate that he doesn't have that type of mentality. If he believes passionately about it, he's gonna say and or do something about it. And I think that that's commendable, even admirable. So that's just the way I see it.
Right, yeah. Right, wrong, or indifferent. He's not going to just stick his toe in the water. He's jumping in with 2 feet.
Yeah.
And that's why I rock with him, But a couple more things. The nerve of you to be making fun of that boy. Little, what's his name? Lil Wall.
I don't know.
President, vice president's little boy.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Why are you making fun of him?
Hold on, let me ask you this. Let's say that the little boy does not have any mental or, cognitive or whatever conditions, right? Mm-hmm. He's just your normal run-of-the-mill kid. And his reaction is that over the top. Is it unreasonable to look at it and say, that's a little over the top?
I don't know. My dad has never been nominated for vice president of the United States.
But you think if he was,
but
you think if he was, you would, be out of control when, the exceptional clapping and all of that kind. You think that's how you might react?
I don't know. I would love to have been in that situation. That's a 17-year-old kid. I just think your balls are just a little too big right now to be insulting children.
My balls are normal size.
You're better than that. That boy he don't deserve your scorn for him just applauding his daddy.
He did more than just applaud his daddy.
No, what it is see that's the cultural phenomenon of the black race not appreciating the black man, the father. Somebody else honors their dad. We're like, that's some bullshit. Because we don't honor our fathers. We don't honor it in music. Rap music. Name a rap song where a guy applauds his dad. There are one. Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't really listen to rap like that, so I don't know. But let me ask you this. Hold on, let me ask you this. If Barron Trump had been at a convention, or even at this convention, when they nominated Donald Trump, and Barron Trump was reacting that exact same way, nobody would have said anything?
I would have. I don't know, because I wouldn't have paid any attention to it, because I would have just found it so ridiculous to even acknowledge. I'm acknowledging it here because it's your show, and this is my favorite entertainment from 3 to 5.
But look, I'm gonna tell you, I would have said something. I would have said Barron is a little over the top with it. Maybe the RNC should stop cutting to him, because you know what people are gonna say. That's weird.
I just find your admonishing of a child to be a little bit over the top. How about that?
Okay, I accept that.
And you know what else is over the top? The way Lincoln Ware killed your brother's potential case of brutality or whatever he was planning on, having litigated, filed for, because Lincoln Ware clearly said, while he's interviewing your brother, he says, blah, blah, blah. You walk away, brother. I walk away, and then I put my camera up, and then I put it back up, and I turn around, and the cop's spitting out blood. Like, oh, damn.
Well, let me say, I didn't listen to Lincoln's show. I didn't hear, I don't listen to his show anymore. Not because of any malice, but I be at work and they've blocked me on Facebook. So I don't get a chance to listen to his show anymore. But I did admonish Nate Livingston yesterday. Like, why are you showing up anywhere with Lincoln? Lincoln don't care about you. He don't care about no issues. He is there to have something to talk about on his show and for entertainment purposes only. Lincoln is not gonna fight for nobody but Lincoln. And so why are you even going with, he can't be a part of my group. He can't be a part of my nothing. Lincoln is, why would you be there with Lincoln of all people? And I would have asked this question even if I wasn't blocked, because I would have said the same thing sitting right in front of Lincoln. Lincoln is about Lincoln. Lincoln ain't about nobody. Well, Lincoln and Lincoln's people, his chosen few people. That's what Lincoln is about. Lincoln does not care at all about anybody other than those people. So you got to know, if Lincoln show up, Lincoln is only showing up for Lincoln. So I'm not shocked that Lincoln would say something. And he's not a smart man. So I'm not shocked that Lincoln would, say something like that. But why are you showing up with Lincoln?
Honestly, past couple months, weeks, whatever, I've been hearing y'all talking about something going on with Lincoln where I didn't know if it was an inside joke or whatever, but when he said that on the show, that's the first thing I thought of. Like, dang, he just shitted on him, because he don't fuck with his brother or whatever's going on. What that's about? You know what I'm saying? He just dissed him like that.
I don't think that's why. I think he probably just did it because that's who he is. He thought it was entertaining or made for a good story or something like that. Again, he's not a smart man. So he doesn't
old.
And he doesn't think, even before he was old, he doesn't think, he Lincoln, why?
The mental facilities just aren't there at 75 anymore, are they?
Even when they were.
Damn. That's cold-blooded.
It's true.
But and also, okay, I'm glad you told me that. I don't feel as bad about being blocked by the Bucks. They blocked me. That big light-skinned heifer, the big back that does the producing in the morning. She's the one that blocks me.
That's
I
horrible.
didn't appreciate it.
That's horrible.
Next time I see her, I don't know. I'm going to have some harsh words for her. I'll probably give her a steak to calm her down, but she's going to get it.
That's horrible.
Because she's out. Yeah, she's horrible. She's horrible. Because she's out of her league, talking the slick and just the dumb shit she be saying to this audience. It's like the stuff you talk about at your age, your generation doesn't even jive with the Buzz's general audience. Like, you need to just stop. They're putting you out here, setting you up to take bullets. Verbal bullets, pardon me, I should say. But you understand what I'm saying. So it's been real. I had fun. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll catch y'all on the next time. But until then, be well.
All right, that's fame. That's fame. I don't agree with any of that stuff he said about Raven. I like Raven. I think Raven's a good person. I think she's a smart person. She's a hard worker. And I think y'all got her defenses up. Because there are some of y'all who are really, really, really mean to her. Before she ever had a chance to be mean to y'all, y'all were really mean to her. And so her reaction to y'all being mean is defensive. Y'all looking at it like, oh, she mean. Like, pay attention to how y'all talk to and about her. Twin.
What's up, young blood?
Hey, what's up?
I don't think she mean, even though she sometimes put her input on. Only thing she knows about being an sex expert and everything else.
That's not true.
But
That's not true.
I mean, anything you say something about sex, or she'll say, well, this got to go with this, and just because this and all that. I said, oh, okay. But she don't. Basically, she adapt with the young coach. She wouldn't know, like, when we was growing up, Emanuel, whatever. Because I've been around, for a long time. You just a couple of years older than me, Emanuel. I don't know. But she wouldn't adapt to when we was growing up and everything. But you making fun of, what is kid? Is he special kid or something?
Well, okay, first, let me be clear. I didn't make fun of him. My point was that the DNC should stop putting him on camera because his reaction is over the top. Now I understand it because he has some sort of
disability.
Yeah. And so you look at it and you're like, okay, that reaction with a disability is sweet, charming, it's beautiful. That reaction without is over the top. So, like I said, when somebody said, yeah, but he has whatever it is that he has, that totally changed my mind. And then now I understand it. Keep showing him because that's sweet. That's like putting up, ooh, puppies. You know what I'm saying? And you would just out of nowhere, why am I watching puppies? Oh, puppies. Okay. So it makes a difference. So I wasn't making fun of him. I just knew what the reaction would be. Again, thinking that, there was no disability. I knew what the reaction would be, and I was just saying they need to get the camera off of him because they're gonna make fun of that kid. So that's it. I didn't make fun of him, like whatever. But I thought it was over the top.
Don't do it again,
I probably will.
You wrong.
I'm just saying. Look. I understand that people have different opinions. People have different sensitivities. People have different senses of humor. People have different whatever. And I'm not going to judge somebody else when I might have about something different. I might have a similar reaction.
Oh, yeah, I don't make fun of people because I have like a nephew like that and everything.
Stop, twin. You make fun of people all the time.
No, with no disability, I don't play them games.
Hold
man.
on. See, again, that means you wasn't listening. I didn't know the boy had a disability, and once I was given that information, that changed everything. So, again, if Barron Trump was up there when Donald Trump was getting nominated and Barron was doing all of that, I would have looked at that and been like, that's over the top. Get the camera off of him. He's being over the top.
Yeah, I don't too much do that because Donald Trump did that, making fun of a special kid, and I said, man, he's bogus, and that wasn't cool and everything. I want to go hold you up and everything, but yeah, I got to get on your brother, man. He should have followed your lead. When you told him why you going up there and everything else, and Lincoln won't go do nothing.
No. Hold on. Again, you misunderstood. This was afterwards. I was not aware that he was going up there with Lincoln. Otherwise, I would have probably called him and been like, bro, what you doing? Lincoln? But
I wish somebody would inform you that, like, hey, your brother on his way to Toledo, to Liberty Township to clown on that Hulk Hogan issue.
Twin.
Somebody should have gave you a warning shot.
Well, twin, here, look. I believe people have a right to peacefully protest. And
yeah,
I believe
that, but go ahead.
I believe that if one is peacefully protesting, they shouldn't be attacked by the people that they're protesting or the people who are, supposed to provide security for the protest. If you're not being harmful to anyone, you shouldn't be physically attacked by anyone. People should keep their hands to themselves. Words are words. And I know there's this new thing where words are worse than physical. No, words are words and physical is physical. And I don't understand the idea that you can protest about this, but you can't protest about that. This is important enough to protest about. That is not important enough to protest about. That I don't understand, but I don't, feel like, hey, you got a right to your opinions about it. But it just doesn't, I don't understand it.
So he said something about he go body slam Kamala Harris or whatever. So my thing is this. It is what it is, man. Let it be. You gonna waste your gas and all that, Emanuel, and came down here for what?
Well,
it seemed like you wanted attention, Emanuel.
Well,
it's not that serious, Emanuel.
Well, it's not that
man.
serious to you if you frame it that way. But there's a whole conversation going on in the country about encouraging political violence, right? You remember there's this guy, he orange, he lie a lot, and he got allegedly shot in the ear. You remember that?
There's plenty of guys orange and got shot, Emanuel.
So you don't know who I'm talking about. So you don't know who I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Ain't like my man. Stop it, Emanuel. It's a lot of people get shot.
Well, hold on. Okay, so let me
Come on, man.
So let me make it clearer.
Yeah.
He's been convicted of 34 felonies. He talked about how he likes to grab women by the vagina.
Okay, what's your point, man? That's not it.
But I'm asking, do you know who I'm talking about now? Have you figured out who I'm talking about?
Man, just get to the point, man.
I must guess you know who I'm talking about. So there was a whole conversation after someone attempted to assassinate him about not encouraging political violence. So then it's wrong to encourage political violence against him, which I agree. It's wrong to encourage political violence unless you're a wrestler and now you're encouraging political violence. One is okay, but the other one is not. So that's it. At least I believe that is what he was against, is this black woman. It's okay for this big white man to encourage people to put the idea of committing acts of violence against this black woman. But when this white man gets his ear allegedly nipped, oh no, we gotta stop talking. No violence. Violence is never the answer. Oh no. Oh, but Kamala, well, yeah, body slam her. Yeah, do something violent to her. I think that's worthy of pointing out that it's a double standard and it's unacceptable.
Ain't that your type of language, wrestling? Don't you talk about glorify wrestling all the time on your show? Ain't that your type of talk? Body slamming people?
When you ever heard me talk about body slamming somebody?
When Brent called, you and him get together, and it be the Emanuel Show lunch buffet.
All right, but I'm asking, when have you ever heard me talk about body slamming somebody?
I'm just saying, you ain't got to be talking about you talking about.
But that's what
right?
we talking about. Encouraging acts of violence against someone. When have you ever heard me say that?
I'll just say, ain't that your type of language? Talking wrestling.
No.
Body slamming, picking somebody up, putting them in.
No, you've never heard me threaten to body slam anyone. Never.
No, you say you choke somebody and all that.
Well, I choked someone and I've been choked out. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but still, you at least should have told your brother something afterwards or something, man. Because it's okay to protest, man. I can't knock nobody hustle and whatever they doing. I did it before for Cincinnati. I did it for a reason. Y'all want to go get these? Y'all ain't gonna keep on giving us these bogus tickets and Amwood with them bogus cameras up there, and y'all know they was wrong. And I was out there with them. And then I protested for Tracy Hunter and everything. So it's a way you carry yourself, Emanuel. I'm just ain't gonna go up there to Liberty Township when I know that's Hickville and everything. I'm straight rednecks up there.
So you only want to protest where it's safe, is what you're saying?
It's about fucking doing it the right way, man.
What was wrong about that? No. You didn't talk about the way. You talked about where. You didn't talk
look.
about the way it was done. You talked about where it was done and the people it was done in front of. What good does it do to protest if you only protesting in front of people who agree with you?
Look, listen here, man. You got 400 Yankees up there, and it ain't number four of y'all. Who you think gonna win? You in a damn Hickville country, man.
Let me hold on, but I'm asking you a question.
Man, don't try to justify
What?
shit because that's your brother.
No, what I'm
or
asking
it
you,
is what it is.
what I'm
It's
asking you
bullshit.
is, you feel like protesting is good only if you protesting to people who agree with you.
No, man.
That's what
No,
you saying.
I didn't say that. You said, there we go with this bitch shit back and forth.
That's exactly what you saying. This is just reasonable thinking.
I don't like that. No, I
You don't like reasonable thinking? You don't like logic?
Yeah, but I'm just saying the way he took. I got it, man. The way he took it and everything. I would have never went up there by myself with 3 women. If I'm gonna come, I'm going with some goon squad. What the hell they gonna do?
Why? Why are you going with a goon squad to peacefully protest? It's not like he was going up there to fight.
What you going up there for, period, man? Protest about what?
I just explained all of that to you. Did you not understand?
She not gonna do nothing for us. So what is she? Because she said, ho, go body slam. He's a damn rapper, promote some damn beer.
Hold on. So you really didn't understand anything that I said earlier?
Yeah, I try to, but I don't.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, going
That's
off
honest.
what your brother did, that bogus shit he did. He deserved his damn head cracked or whatever. Because that was bogus. You ask any real nigga and shit, what you think about this? They say he a stupid motherfucker. Put his ass on YouTube and TikTok. They go clown his ass.
Well,
He didn't get up. I can't
luckily he wasn't protesting for the real niggas. He was protesting for black people.
Tell him retire that damn protester, man. Because you're not gonna win.
I get it. Only protest in front of people who agree with you. I get it.
No, I'm not thinking. It's just
that's
how you
exactly
do it,
what you saying.
It's how you do it, man.
So what? How did he do it? Hold on. How did he do it?
I'm not going up there with no suit.
No. How did he do it?
He went up there both. He went up there with a stupid ass bullhorn.
Okay. Hold on. You're telling me what he went up there with. How did he do it? Tell me how he did it.
He went up there. He went up there with a sign. It seemed like what he do from the video.
See, now you said it seemed like. You said he did it the wrong way. How did he do it?
Man, he should have had a lot of people with him. 3 or 4 ain't gonna get him. They looking at his ass like, what the fuck is this? If you look at the video, they be like, what the hell is this? They shocked at him.
So you believe that if only a few people believe passionately in it, you shouldn't take a stand on it?
No, a few people. Yes, you got. It's 3 of y'all against 4 or 5, man.
So you believe in that instance, if only a few people believe it, then you don't take a stand on it. That's what you believe.
The same people was out there in front of there protesting in Elmwood. The same people out there was out there protesting in front of the courthouse. He should have had that amount of people.
So again, you believe if only a few people believe in it, you shouldn't speak on it.
If a lot of people believe in protesting, man.
No, we're talking about whatever your issue is at that time, right? So, all right, let's just create a whole situation. The police kill some unarmed.
You don't get it.
The police kill some unarmed black man who ain't did nothing wrong. But only 3 people feel passionate enough to go protest. They should just stay their ass home, right?
It's totally different, man.
No, you're talking about every argument that you make is, well, he didn't have enough people, so he shouldn't have protested. That the logic behind that is, if you only got a few people, you shouldn't protest.
Look, did you look at the video?
I've seen the videos, yes.
You see how them people was looking at his ass? They probably thought he was on drugs.
So so your point is, if the people who don't agree with you look at you crazy, you shouldn't protest.
No, I didn't say all that.
So then what is
what you saying?
What I'm doing is trying to create, you're saying stuff, and I'm trying to understand the logic behind what you're saying.
You get your ass up there.
There has to be some logic behind what you're saying.
Okay. Go ahead.
No.
Go to the food. You just said what you say?
What did I say?
Yes.
It don't matter. I said something about logic and reason, and we hate that. So
No, man, because it's real, man. I don't think I would have. I don't know, man.
I
He should
believe you
never
wouldn't
did.
have. I wholeheartedly believe you would not have. And I believe, and I'm just taking the logic that you're using. If you see something that you perceive to be an injustice, you're not going to say nothing unless a whole lot of other people agree with you. You just going to sit back because people might look at you crazy or because it ain't enough people to, make a good protest.
It's how I saw it and everything. It was
Right.
not worth it, man. It was not worth it.
And again, you have a right to that opinion.
You damn right I do, because it was stupid, man. Because of what he said, Hulk Hogan. Man, it's stupid the way he went up there. And I would never went up there.
But you don't. So because
I
you
don't
wouldn't
fuck
have
with the
did it.
police.
Because you wouldn't have
What?
did it, it's stupid.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it, I would never
No.
did it, man.
Okay.
I would have set my ass at home.
Okay.
That shit, all this is not 1950, man. Just
Exactly.
Go ahead and sit down.
It's not 1950. People should not protest anymore. Do not
doing no dumb
do
shit like
not
that.
be out there making your thoughts and views and passions known.
Not doing
Don't do
nah,
it.
I ain't say I'm not. I'm talking about doing that shit.
That's what
where
you
he did.
said.
I'm saying doing the shit where he do. It's okay to protest, but that shit he did.
It's
he
okay to
was bold.
protest as long as you got a lot of people and everybody agree with you. Then it's okay to
Man, that shit-
protest.
Man, whatever. How you want to put it. See, that's why I can't, really talk to your ass. Because you always try to be a comedian at
No,
the same time.
that's not trying to be a
And shit,
comedian.
and
That's just
and-
trying to
and then you
inject
get to- and that's
or
when
understand
that's
the
when you get
logic
that little fuck
behind
around
what
and
you're
find
saying.
out.
I'm trying to understand
That's
the
all.
logic behind what you're saying. And really what you're showing me is there's no real logic behind what you're saying. You're just saying stuff.
Well, maybe. Well, to each his own. If you feel that way, just like I feel about you.
Right, that's
it
what I
is what
said.
it is, man.
That's what I said.
But
You got a right to your
stand
opinion.
on it. It still was some bullshit. What he did.
And you got a
I don't
right to
care
that
what nobody
opinion.
said. Oh, I know. Next time, did he used to wrestle?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he did.
Well, and the way he got on his stuff, it's like he was out of breath. You need to,
Well, I mean,
tell
he's-
him slam
he's-
down off the cookie.
I mean, he's 55, and you know what I'm saying.
That
You
don't mean
don't have the
shit. I know
same
a lot of
energy at
55s and
55 that you have at 17, typically.
Yeah, okay. I know a couple of 55. Way better shape. Come on, man.
There's a lot of people in better shape.
Okay. All right. You be safe, man.
All
But
right.
he's still bogus for what he did. All
Hey,
right, man.
look, I learned something in this conversation.
Yeah. Learn to stay over the hell away from y'all Livingston, bro. Because y'all can't
who?
fight.
Who? Livingston.
Livingston,
who's
Livingston, whatever you're Livingston.
And I learned only if a lot of people agree with you, that's the only time you should stand up for what's right.
No, I don't know. That's your opinion.
That's what you said.
How you think.
That's what
No,
you
I
said.
didn't say that. You try to put words in people's mouth. I don't get
Yeah,
down
that's
like
what you
that.
said. That's what you
That's on
said.
you. I didn't-
I'm with.
Okay.
I learned that. I learned that today.
All right.
All right.
All right, man.
All
All
right.
right, man.
All right. That was Twin. He's got a right to his opinion. He's got a right to his opinion. And he's got a right to reject logic and reason. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to reject logic and reason, he's got a right to do that. CK.
Hey, what's happening? Livingston, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, what's going on? I hear your brother, the subject. What the hell happened? They won't tell me in the comment section.
He
What the hell
went.
happened?
Hulk Hogan is out promoting this new beer, apparently. And Hulk Hogan has a history of saying racist stuff. So Hulk Hogan made some comments about violence towards the current vice president and, now the current nominee for president on the Democratic side. So he made some comments that one could, now you may not, I may not, some people may not, but the argument could be made that he's encouraging acts of political violence.
Well, what
And
did he say?
he talked about body slamming her.
What?
Yeah, he talked about body slamming Kamala Harris and all that kind of stuff. Well, Nate heard this. And again, if you know Nate, when Nate believes in something, Nate is going to stand up for what he believes in. And Nate knew that he would be down in Liberty Township, so Nate went to Liberty Township to protest. And here's why I agree with Twin. He went with 3 women, FBK, Nicole, and Lincoln Ware. And, you know, if anything jump off, those three women are not going to be much help. So he went down there to peacefully protest. Apparently, because Kroger is on private property, they were telling him to get off of private property, and they kept pushing him, and he kept saying, I'm leaving. You don't have to put your hands on me. I'm leaving. And he was attacked by one of the security guards, and then the others jumped in. That's the whole story.
Like that is that lawsuit. He got that paper then.
I don't know whether he'll file a lawsuit or not.
I mean, any sort of violence, that's the way to get back, you know, compensation for pain and suffering. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you get that.
That's his decision to make.
Livingston. You said what?
I said that's his decision to make.
Yeah, but you can't be talking about body slamming the vice president of America.
Well, apparently you can. Twin said you can. There's nothing wrong with it. I heard Lawrence or LG or Black Russian or whichever personality he was a couple times today. He said that it was okay, that there's nothing wrong with it. So again, everybody doesn't see the issue the same way. And that's just the way people are.
You got to understand it's coming from a racist Ku Klux Klan wrestler. So him, a man, it's not a woman. It's not like Roseanne Barr said. Whenever you know you disrespect black women in front of black men, there's going to be repercussions, especially if they're in the presence. You know, luckily he didn't say that. You know why black people were present. You know what I mean? He probably would have got his ass whooped. You know what I mean? We don't tolerate disrespect.
Well, I don't want him to get his A whooped either. I just, you know, it would seem to be reasonable that somebody would say to him, like, bro, you're encouraging political violence. Did you not see what just happened, just over a month ago or, you know, about a month ago? Don't encourage political violence.
Yep, never. But we know your brother character, right? So you know what I mean? He don't have to worry about any charges or anything. He make rational decisions. You know, he got a reputation. He's not known as a villain or a criminal, right?
Well, some people look at him as a criminal.
No, the crime was against him. He was just doing his rights.
Well, I mean, I'm saying maybe not in that instance, but, you know, some people look at him because he's been arrested previously. So some people look at him as being a criminal.
For violent crimes?
Actually, I think yes.
Oh, okay. We're going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
I ain't know, man.
I think at one point he was but I mean, look, I was arrested for a violent crime too that I did not commit.
Mm-hmm.
I was not convicted, but I was arrested.
So we got two innocent brothers, two innocent Livingstons.
I'm innocent.
Oh, okay. So you go and speak for yourself.
But no, he, you know, you go in and, you know, people have their views of things. Again, he's a passionate guy. He believe in what he believe in. He gonna stand for what he believe in. We were kind of taught that. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand up for what you believe in. We were taught that growing up. We were shown that. That was modeled to us. You stand up for what you believe in. Everything is not, you know what I'm saying? Everything ain't about you. Like, you know, because some people like, you know, hey, it ain't costing me no money, so I don't care, you know. Hey, it ain't gonna make me no money, so I don't care, you know. Hey, it ain't affecting my family, so I don't care, you know. Hey, it ain't, you know. But then there are other people who are like, it may not directly affect me, my wallet, my family, but it's wrong. And so I'm gonna stand up against that is wrong. It takes different people.
I respect that, Livingston, but you got to understand what you're going up against. You're going up against somebody that's very dangerous. The WWF, those type of people know where the body's at because they the ones that buried it. They do not like black people, not one iota. So
But again, keep in mind, Hulk Hogan didn't do nothing to him. The crowd was apparently saying really nasty stuff, but they didn't do nothing to him. It was security guards who attacked him.
That's the money right there. You file a lawsuit against those people. They put your life in danger. That's what I'm saying. This is pain and suffering. You got to make these people pay for the crimes they commit. That's all I'm calling for. You can't let people get away for, what is the word? Assaulting you. Don't let people get away with that. Make them pay in the pocketbook or the bank account.
Well, again, that's his decision he has to make for what he's gonna do. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, we all know his what is the word? His character. He's a good guy, so it's not like don't try to demonize him because of this situation. You know, he went into it with good intentions to defend a vice president of America from threats of being body slammed. So you can't really hold that against him. He didn't go in there with malice. You know what I mean? Malice. Do you know what that word means, E-Man?
I think I know what it means.
He didn't go up there with that. Not at all. He went in there with compassion and defensive. See, that stuff come from, like you said, stuff you was instilled with. It's passed down. It's genetics. It's obviously genetics. You know, we was taught to defend our women by any means necessary, as the great Malcolm said. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You remember this.
All right.
Remember. I just like what they say. Now they talking up the street from walking up the street. Please stop talking up the beef.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was CK. I don't know what that last part meant. But look, in my opinion, there are too many people. There are too many people who agree with violence. And they cool with it. And I get it. If you that wasn't that big of a deal to be protesting. Didn't matter to you. It wasn't that big of a deal to you. But you can't tell somebody else what's a big deal to them. You can't tell somebody else what's a big deal to them. So, that's that. I don't really have much else to say about it. Of course I talked to him. He doing all right. Sorry, somebody's leaving me a voicemail. Brent.
Hey, what's going on, E-Man?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Did Nate make it back to Toledo safely?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because it was 2-hour drive or something like that?
It's like a 3.5 hour, maybe even 4.
I think I heard him in one of his, when he was on Lincoln's show today, they said it was just 2 hours. So how the hell fast he was driving?
Yeah, you got to be driving fast to get there in 2 hours.
Yeah. And yeah, man, and you know what? We got beef again. What's this? All these multiple beefs we have. The reason we got beef this time is that you said your brother went up there with 3 women.
Yes.
When we know that is not the truth. There was FBK.
Yes.
There was TNT, and
yes.
then there was Lincoln.
Yes.
That is 2 women and a gold medalist winning Special Olympian.
That's 3 women.
He's an Olympian, damn it.
For the purposes of what they went up there for, he was just as useful as a woman. Like, I got on him. I got on Nate about a few things. Number one, this is 2024.
Mm-hmm.
You should always be recording. Always.
Yes.
Always. I'm going to invest in him a body cam. So even if he don't want to carry the camera, because, you can say, oh, they was calling us ends, whatever. Why don't you have that recorded so people can hear what was going on? Why don't you have it recorded that you said, I'm leaving, you don't have to push. All of that stuff should be recorded. And I'm gonna have to hold a seminar. Like, look, if it's two people, you the main guy, you the backup guy, you be recording and this person be recording. If something start jumping off, somebody start attacking you, the backup person should at the very least record the entire confrontation. So people can't say, oh, he punched me first. You be like, no, I didn't. As a matter of fact, we got a recording of it. And then if you got one person who refuses to participate in the protest, sorry, your whole job is to record everything. How do you not have everything recorded? That's your primary function. Record everything. Well, you too stupid to record? Like, come on.
Now, I saw an SBK's video, because that had a little bit more than what Lincoln had, but apparently there was a white lady that got everything, entire encounter.
That was what she said, yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, I hope them other white folks didn't get to that white lady and have her delete the video, or even the cops come and intimidate her, because I think that would tell the better, more complete story.
Yes.
And one thing that's irritating me about this whole situation, because I heard Lincoln say it, I've heard other people say it, well, the cops spit out blood. The cops spit out blood, which all well could be true. I didn't see the cops spit out blood, but did anyone ever think that the cop may have bit his lip or bit his tongue when he stole on your brother? So they make it sound like, well, since the cops spit out blood, your brother deserved it, which he didn't, but that was on himself if he wound up doing something like that.
And again, I didn't listen to the show. I wouldn't be shocked if Lincoln was saying, stuff to try to tank any case that Nate would have, because he don't care about that. All he care about is the sensationalism of it. So I wouldn't be shocked if he if the cop never spit out blood and Lincoln just said that just to have something to say. I wouldn't be shocked about that. I'm not saying that's the case, but that wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I know that's one thing I get on him in the comments of making up scenarios. He'll say something, he'll do like Trump does. He'll say something and like, well, I don't know. But man, you done already put it out there in the atmosphere. Yeah. So you have people who are thinking, just like the whole deal with eyewitness accounts. I remember seeing a special on 2020 where they had a lecture hall full of students and everything, and a guy came in and stole the purse of the professor. And the professor had to say, hey, no, that was, this was all staged, it was all an act, but I want everyone to write down the description of the person. And I remember that the guy just had a crooked nose. And most of the people put in their description of him that he had a crooked nose, and the guy didn't have a crooked nose. So, the power of suggestion is very strong. So that's
and let me say this:
to be careful of.
People keep saying the cop. He was a security guard.
Well, I thought they said he was a security guard, a cop moonlighting as a security guard.
If you're there, at least that's the way I see it. If you're there as the function of a security guard, you're a security guard.
Yeah, but you're not a Lawrence-type security guard. But all you got is a flashlight.
Again, my understanding of it is these were security guards. And they were referred to me as those rent-a-cops, which is different than, say the sheriff or the police department.
Yeah, well, it just depends on what hat they were wearing that time. Because I know a lot of cops that they'll, do details at clubs or at Waffle House there in Atlanta where they're trying to keep stuff from jumping off. But they have all their full uniform, they got the vest on and everything else. And one last thing, dealing with Hulk Hogan, black wrestling fans knew that Hulk Hogan was a piece of trash, from being a racist, from him with his daughter and everything, caught him recorded, calling the dude she was dating a dinger, and then double down. I don't care. He is a dinger. And then if you are for the people and for unions, it's been documented in depositions that it was Hulk Hogan was the one who busted up Jesse the Body Ventura
Yep.
trying to unionize the wrestlers.
Yep.
So even from that standpoint, and then the other one is when he came up with this all-American beer that's supposed to unite everyone. Then you appear at Trump's rally, saying you tired of what's going on, and then when you get an ad agency to find you some Hooters models or whatever to model your beer, and a black lady shows up, then you say that, oh well, no, we canceling everything, and then you go find 2 white women. So yeah, he's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
And that, but people, will take their childhood fandom and they can't separate the two and understand that, hey, this Joker is still wrong all day long for what he did, and he's just, just his stance that he's taken out, even with Double Down. All he had to do was say, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize, didn't mean it to come out that way, and keep it moving, but he continues to double and triple down.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, you don't threaten the only time you threaten violence against women, and you got to be careful with that, is only in the context of that production that is the wrestling ring, that squared circle. And, even then you have to be very careful on how you parse it. But out there on the campaign trail and everything, no, that ain't even cool. That ain't even cool. But one last thing, because we're still on the wrestling, LaDonna, it's time for the wrestling report. And this Sunday, I believe, is All In for AEW.
Yes.
And the what do we got? We got
hold on. Since you started talking about the wrestling report, Jerica asked me to turn you up. She really wants to hear the wrestling report. Let me see.
Well, I'll try to speak a little bit louder.
All right, there we go.
But I think that the main event, or one of the main events, is essentially a retirement match between Daniel Bryan, arguably the best technical wrestler in the past 10 years, and the AEW champion, Swerve Strickland. So that should be a very good match. And Daniel Bryan, he just had so many injuries, and I'm sure he'll probably stay around and be a coach and everything else. But it should be a great match.
But I heard them talking about putting the title on him. I mean, of course, he would have to lose it quickly, but I heard them talking about putting the title on him.
He doesn't. He's one of those wrestlers that doesn't need the title.
I agree.
And he's done a great job, even up to this point in time, of putting over other wrestlers. And even when they formed the the Combat Club or whatever it is. So he really does not need the title. Hopefully they'll keep it on Swerve, and because they're over in because is this the Wembley Stadium pay-per-view?
Yes.
I can't remember, but okay. But so it should be, the crowd is going to be crazy. Those international crowds are always crazy, and with the matches you're going to get some great matches, but hopefully they're able to tie together a good enough story to bridge beyond those matches, because that's really the only area that they're really lacking is good, consistent, coherent storylines to go with the great wrestling that they've always had, outside of some botches. But
right,
you're gonna have them with all the high risk moves and everything that they do.
Absolutely.
But yeah. But that's it. It's 100 degrees still here, and
well, good for y'all,
man. Good. No. Anything above 85 is too hot. I'm born and raised in the North, and folks have always said, oh, well, you just need to, it takes time and you'll get used to it. And I tell them that's a lie from the pits of hell. I've lived in the South longer than I've lived in the North, and you never, ever, ever get used to it. So
all right.
I'm chilling in the air conditioning, but I got to go outside and supervise my 2 sons and move my other son from his apartment. So I'm going to show them how to properly carry bed frames and dressers up and down 3 flights of stairs, because I ain't doing it in this heat. I've already let them know well enough in advance. I'm like, it ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me. I'll make sure everything is tied down properly on the truck and check it twice, and I'll drive and won't even ask you for gas money. So, but no, I'm not doing that today.
All right.
But all right, hey, you have a good weekend, and Yeah, Nate does have a case according to my lawyer friend back in North Carolina. So,
All right.
and he knows Benjamin Crump. So if he wants to make a big deal out of it, I'm sure I can get them connected.
All right. Brett, I
All right,
appreciate
you take it
your
easy.
call.
All right.
All right. 513-717-KING. And that's 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board if you'd like to have a conversation. Talk about Kamala Harris's speech last night and the overall Democratic convention. Now, again, it's a convention. And we still didn't hear no details from Kamala Harris. We heard ideas, but we didn't hear details. It's not. Look, convention is basically a big. There's some official stuff that they do there, but it's basically a big pep rally. It's a big pep rally. You don't want to bog it down in all of the stuff about all of the details. You have plenty of time to talk about all of the details. It's a big pep rally. Let me go to the phone. Nate!
Emanuel Livingston. What's happening, boy?
None much. How you doing?
I guess I should have threw that junior on there.
I'm not the junior. That's you. How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I've been better, but I'm not complaining. I realize that everybody who listens to your show don't necessarily listen to the radio show, to the Lincoln Ware show. And so some people might not have heard the story. Hopefully, I can give it to you in a shorter amount of time than I gave it to Lincoln and hit the high point.
All right.
And I think the best way to do it is to dispel a couple of things that I've seen. Well, first of all, I just got back to Toledo, like literally a few minutes ago. You know, I used the bathroom, washed my hands, came down here, said, okay, he's on, and called you. So I have not had time to check I got so many messages, so many texts, and so many comments on these various videos that are out there. So I don't know if I'm going to cover all the maybe not intentional.
Hold on, your phone is doing that.
Your
phone doing that thing again, like it's distorting. It's being overloaded in terms of volume.
Let me try something. All right, how about now?
That sounds better.
Okay, hopefully this will work. Or you know what? Maybe it's because I got this fan going in the background, and I think my phone
it's not the fan.
Is trying to. Okay. So I wanted to try to dispel some of the stuff and just basically give people who are following this a brief explanation of what happened and why it happened and what's next. So I heard you part of what you said, and I think it's partially right. So basically, Hulk Hogan is not just a washed-up wrestler from the 1980s. He appeared at Donald Trump's request at the Republican National Convention. They have, since the convention, they have sent Hulk Hogan out as a surrogate. So he is not just any old, I don't know if Randy Macho Man Savage is still around or if he died. I think he died a couple years ago.
He's dead.
He is not just some older, washed-up wrestler. He is, by virtue of being invited to the convention and being a surrogate, he is a representative of Donald Trump. Just like D.L. Hughley went and spoke at the DNC convention, if the Kamala Harris people send him out on the tour as a surrogate, and he makes a joke about doing some damage, some political violence to Donald Trump, people would, rightfully so, say, wait a minute, he's responsible for what he said, but you own this, Kamala, because this is your man. So Hulk Hogan is Trump's boy. That's why him saying, threatening to body slam Kamala Harris, and this happened after the convention, is a little more important than maybe your average washed-up wrestler from the 80s. That's point number one. So he does do this. And he's also, and I read a headline. I didn't go actually read the story, but I believe it was just yesterday that a guy the headline read something like, Arizona man on the run after issuing threat to Trump online. Now, if we're going to take, because I believe your explanation of where we are in America as far as political violence is dead on. If we're going to take threats of political violence serious from average, ordinary citizens, we most certainly have to take threats of political violence from Trump surrogates very seriously. And somebody pointed out to me yesterday that not only, at some point in time, they were getting on Trump because they were like, it's really not just the stuff that you say, but when you're in a position to influence people, then you have to be worried about, if you're responsible, you have to be worried about the impact that your words can have on your followers.
Right.
So Hulk Hogan was in Liberty Township yesterday. He had a couple of hundred people there to see him. What if only three of the 300, are susceptible to his words? And they say, well, we don't see him joking. We think he's winking and nodding, when he says body slam. And he is sending us signals. It's sort of like when Donald Trump said, let's go down to the Capitol and let's fight like hell and let's do this and do this. And then he said, sort of quietly, but let's do it peacefully and patriotically. And the Fox News people want you to only focus on the peacefully and patriotically, not to fight like hell. And if you don't, you're weak and you're going to lose your country. And so I think that my beef is the media is playing it off like, oh, it's just a joke. But they didn't take what the guy in Arizona said as just a joke. Number two, if we believe that it's important to protect black women, and we sit back and say nothing as Hulk Hogan or anybody else make threats against Kamala Harris, who is the vice president of the United States. If we say that threats against her are not equal to threats against the former president of the United States, then we are, by our silence, we're saying that she's not equal to Trump. We're saying that this black woman is not equal to this white man. We're saying that the vice president and the presidential nominee of a major party is not equal to the same level of protection as the white male nominee of the Republican Party. So if you're going to treat all threats against Trump seriously, you say the Secret Service is all up on Capitol Hill. Congress want to know, how did you let this go? How come you wasn't investigating all these threats? How come you didn't notice? How come you didn't notice? And I was listening to the radio on my drive back up here. I believe they just came out with some report slamming the Secret Service for all their failures. So now we going to say, okay, y'all got to protect Trump because this has now been brought to our attention that y'all been lacking. But here is Hulk Hogan, to my knowledge, ain't been no Secret Service investigation. They ain't went and sat him down. Now, those who listening now and who have listened to Lincoln Ware for a lot of years know he tells this story about how Michael Burke, a.k.a. the Pharaoh, said something that was questionable on the air, and the Secret Service came to Lincoln Ware and said, who is that guy? And Lincoln gave up the man's ID, told him where he lived, and sent him over there to his house. If you take some random guy from Cincinnati calling at the time, I believe he was at WCIN, low watt, pretty lowly.
No. He was at the Buzz when that happened.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is, if you're going to take the threats from the guy in Arizona seriously, if you back in the day took the threat or whatever it was from the Pharaoh seriously, how do we then say, oh, this is just a joke? And in fact, let him tell it to the Secret Service. Let him tell it to the FBI. Let him tell it to the Department of Justice. Let him tell it to the Department of Homeland Security. But if you tell me, nah, he don't have to explain himself. He already told y'all it was just a joke, and y'all being too hypersensitive. That's the wrong answer to me. And that's not acceptable. And so I hear that the man is coming to the suburbs of Cincinnati. I also hear that he's coming to Kroger. Well, I know that Kroger is headquartered on Vine Street in downtown Cincinnati. I know that the media, if we can get down there, if I can get down there, and maybe I can get a couple of people, if we can get this in the media, because people are criticizing this, say he was just attention seeking. If I can get it in the media, those executives down there at Kroger headquarters, they might see the story. They might read the newspaper article. Somebody might actually call down there, a true journalist might call down there and say, what y'all think about y'all store hosting a man who's just made some threats against the Vice President of the United States? And see, I know that Kroger, let me just sort of go on the diversion for a second. Now, early this morning, I contacted the legal counsel for Kroger Corporation. I also sent a message over to the president and the CEO. My message is to the people who run Kroger. My message is, and I ain't getting in no sidetrack argument with the guy who stocks milk at a local Kroger. You get what I'm saying? This is about me and the president of Kroger, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, not with the stock boy. So I don't know what that guy's thing is. I don't know what he's trying to do. My belief is he's all about attention, and I made the news, and I'm doing this, and I'm trying to get some attention to this issue, and people ain't talking about him. So even if he had to say a whole bunch of crazy stuff, if it gets people talking about him, if it gets him some attention, then he'll say it. That's why I nicknamed him Telephone Twerking Twin, because I see him often call every show that he can doing the equivalent of twerking on the telephone, which is just shaking his butt or running his mouth to get some attention. So let me go back to the point. I'm done with him. So the goal is, I see it in the newspaper article. Now, I wish I had saw it a couple of days in advance. I didn't know he was going there until that morning. So I read it in the newspaper. That's why I didn't call you. That's why I didn't call a whole bunch of folks. That's why it wasn't organized. I literally called two people. Actually, I didn't call two people. I sent a text message to Lincoln Ware saying, man, did you know Hulk Hogan was coming? And did you know about this? And I think I might be inclined to come down there and do a one-man protest. And Lincoln Ware sent me back a text that said something to the effect of, man, that ain't in the city. That's out in, I think he said it was out in Butler County, and ain't nobody going to come out there with you, Nate. And so I picked up the phone, and I said, I know somebody who, if they can, they'll come with me, and that was Nicole. So I called Nicole. I said, Nicole, I know this is last minute. I said, I understand if you can't do it, but I'm calling on you. I'm your brother. Please come with me. And then I told her, I said, I ain't got now sign made. I don't have no flyers made. I don't have nothing. I said, but I will leave right now and drive down there. I can be down there about 1 o'clock. It's only going to be for an hour and a half. It was from 1 to 2:30. I said, I'll come down there I said, I'm going to come whether or not you come or not. I said, but I wish you would come and just have my back. She said, Nate, oh, man, I got something to do this afternoon with my kid. And she said, but you know what? You right. And I gave her the spiel. I said, didn't you watch the Democratic National Convention last night? Didn't you hear Michelle Obama say, if you see something wrong, don't just grumble about it. Do something. And she said, yeah, I did see that. I said, well, did you see Barack Obama follow up Michelle Obama's speech? And where he said, Kamala Harris is going to come under attack. And we got to be prepared that when she come under attack, we got to be prepared to defend her. She said, yeah, I did see that. I said, well, what we going to do? Are we just going to sit back and not take the admonitions from the Obamas? Or are we going to do something? Are we going to go down there? Man, by the time we was done on the phone, she said, come on, Nate. I'll go get the signs. I'll make the signs. They'll be done when you get down here. And I'm going to call FBK and I'm going to see if FBK will come with me. That's how it happened. So this wasn't no... Now, let me tell you what she didn't say. That's out there where them white folks is at. Oh, man, we going to need a whole bunch of people. Oh, we going to need some men to protect us, Nate. She wasn't no scary, shaky creature. She stood up like a champ. She met me down there. And then I did, because she announced this too, I did try to get her. I said, man, the NAACP got that voter registration bus. I said, you think maybe you could talk to them about gassing up the voter registration bus and bringing it out there to the protest? I said, this is how I'm looking at it. They ain't going to want to go with us. They don't want to do nothing controversial at the NAACP. I done been battling with them, trying to get them to be a little more aggressive, a little more assertive for over 20 years. So I know them. I say, but I think it would be a powerful message if they come out there to Butler County, where we got to assume it's mostly Trumpsters going out here lined up. I predicted they was going to be lined up. I said, what if they just stood in the background with the bus and said, we don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, we're here to do voter registration in a nonpartisan way. I said, hey, the mere fact that they're there, she said, Nate, now you're going too far. You know daggone well that you need some time before you get to NAACP. And even I can't pull that off. I said, okay, I thought I would at least give it a shot. So that gets you to what's going on. We got the Hulk Hogan things. We got him in Cincinnati. Now, the First Amendment says that the government, it's a restriction on the government against the people. It says the government can't punish the people for their free speech. That ain't exactly what it says, but that's the basic thrust of it. But if you have somebody like Hulk Hogan, we're not the government. So we absolutely can come down and criticize him for his speech. We can shame him for his speech. And we can contact Kroger Corporation, not the milkman. We can contact the president and CEO and say, wait a minute. Do you really want the good Kroger name, Barney Kroger Stores, to be associated with somebody who's out here talking about political violence? And let me add something else to you that I did not know. So USA Today, I actually read it today. They had a story about something that happened on Monday. So on Monday, Hulk Hogan was up in the suburbs of Akron. And he was doing one of his beer things, selling some bitter beer to the folks. And either it's unclear from the story, and the media has to do a better job, but it's unclear who did this, but somebody was throwing beer cans out into the audience. It put me in mind of remember when Trump went down there, I think it was to Puerto Rico to some relief, and he started throwing rolls of paper towels out in the audience.
Yes.
Where these people took some beer cans and threw them, and one of them hit a lady in the head. She wound up having to get 9 stitches. I didn't make that story up. You can read it in USA Today. Now, you and I've been around long enough to know when you got, like, say, a rap group or even an R&B group or a comedian, if you go to a couple of cities and it's violence and Akron, then you get down to Cincinnati. It's violence in Cincinnati. Guess what? When you get ready to go to your next state, next city or next state, they gonna say, wait a minute, bro. We don't want to be associated with no violence. What's going on? And see, Kroger is, some people might think I'm all over the place, but believe me, I'm not. I'm getting somewhere. Kroger is in the midst of trying to acquire a store called Albertsons.
Mm-hmm.
They've asked for permission to raise $10 billion to finalize this acquisition. Any time that you are a corporation like Kroger, it's a couple of things that you have to do. Number one, if you get faced with a lawsuit, you have to report that lawsuit, all lawsuits, to the federal, to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. So let's say that a lawsuit by somebody who got injured on Kroger property by some security guards, rent-a-cops from Kroger, and that resulted in a lawsuit. They would have to report that lawsuit to the SEC. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They don't want that because the SEC is going to have to evaluate whether or not you've been a good corporate citizen, and if you got these lawsuits popping up, yeah, it's a problem. So Kroger don't want no Hulk Hogan mess. You can't mess up our $10 billion acquisition of Albertsons. Number two, Jesse Jackson taught us a long time ago that we have to learn to take our protesting in the streets is fine, writing letters is fine, but we also, he called it Operation Wall Street, I think. I might be messing it up. But that we have to go and buy shares in these corporations. And by buying shares in the corporations, they all are required to have an annual meeting of the shareholders. Well, if you buy a share of Kroger stock, you're a shareholder. They can't keep you out of the meeting. So let's say that I start writing letters like I already told you that I did to the Kroger president and CEO, because I know somebody probably smart. I'm not reading the comments while I'm talking to you. Let's say somebody says, oh, man, they going to throw them letters in the trash. That corporate counsel ain't going to contact you. You are nothing and a nobody. Well, guess what? Let's say that that's true. I'm a shareholder. Technically, I'm Twin's boss. I own the company that you work for, Twin. And that's why I feel like I can put an apostrophe S on the back. It's my company. Anyway, so I get to go to the shareholder meeting. And when you go to one of them shareholder meetings like I've been to many of them. I've been to Procter & Gamble shareholder meeting. I've been to a Fifth Third annual shareholder meeting. When Synergy was here, I was a shareholder. I went to the shareholder meeting. You get to stand up and ask questions. You get to challenge the people on the stage. So even though this man runs a multi-billion-dollar company, I, as a shareholder, have a say in how that corporation is functioning. And if we get to the shareholder meeting and this issue with Hulk Hogan ain't resolved, what I want is I want the corporation to do the right thing. I want them to say, you know what? You can't have no more events at Kroger. This man is going on a 17-state tour. How do you affect him from Cincinnati or from Toledo? If you get to Kroger and you get Kroger to say, you can't come in our stores, that put a big dent in his pocket. And that's allowed by the First Amendment because we're not the government. We're not punishing you for your speech. We're holding you responsible. We're holding you accountable. We're hitting you in them pockets like all these people, you know, when they scared to protest, they say, we ought to take an economic route to this. We got to hit them in the pocket. So this is a way to hit him in the pocket. Now, if Hulk Hogan keep on going on like he going, then I'll be forced to pressure Kroger to pull that beer up out of there. That'll really hit him in the pocket. So what I've always been about since I became an activist is trying to find out how little old me can use my voice and whatever talent that God gave me to impact people. I've never liked fighting little. I ain't a type that likes to fight little people. You know, I ain't no bully. But a giant that's doing wrong, I'll fight them every time. And I saw somebody, I don't know if they were trying to be smart or not, talking about mama, our mother, when she fought that big fat white lady out there at Kings Island. I'm guessing you told them that story. Or maybe they heard it on the buzz over the years.
Yeah, we've told that story over the years, yeah.
We wasn't built like that. I'm not going, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Now, last point. So that's why Kroger, maybe if I'd have read something and it would say he's a dating at I don't know, a Speedway or I can't think of no other, I don't know. I might not have been as enthused to come down there. But because he was in Kroger corporate backyard, I said, okay, this is the time. It was like God was talking to me. Hey, you read that for a reason. You ain't doing nothing. You retired. You're sitting at home. You got money to put gas in the car. Get up and go. Especially once Nicole said she would come and she would bring the signs with her. I grabbed my megaphone. I went and stopped at the store, got me some batteries, even though they was the wrong size. I said, let's do this. Now, I wanted to talk about what I, or as a citizen, can do as far as the Secret Service. Many people don't know this. And I don't like to, believe it or not, I don't like telling all my business because the more people know of your business, the more they can, cause havoc, cause trouble. But I worked for the federal government for over 20 years. My last job was at the Department of Veterans Affairs. I worked in Cleveland, Ohio. And the department that I worked in was called the Public Access Center. Part of what we did, and the team that I was on, when a veteran have a problem, maybe they ain't getting their benefits, or maybe they going to the hospital and something ain't right, if they write to the White House don't know what's going on. So they send that letter, they take that letter, they send something to the person who wrote, they say, we're going to look into it, we're going to get back to you. The White House take that letter, they send it down to the Secretary of VA, the VA Secretary. The VA Secretary, if it's in Ohio, they send it to Cleveland, to the regional office. It will come to my desk or somebody on my team's desk. Same process pretty much for Congress. So if you write to you write to Greg Landsman, you a veteran, say, hey, I ain't getting my checks on time, they would send it up down to the VA Secretary, the VA Secretary sends it to me. I'm telling you that because I know how things work in the federal government and in these agencies. I know because I was right there. I was the person who would research it and write the response. Hey, this is what's going on. Hey, your claim is in this stage. Hey, we apologize for what happened at the hospital. We're checking into it. And then I would contact the hospital and say, did y'all really whoop that veteran? Did y'all really put a knot on his head? Did y'all really not give him his medicine? Whatever the issue was. It's pretty much the same at the Secret Service. It's pretty much the same at the FBI. But if ain't nobody using their talent to write to the right people and know how to get this stuff in front of the right person to say, he got a point. Why ain't we sent no Secret Service agents out there to interview Hulk Hogan? Why haven't we sent the FBI out there to get him on? Because it was a big thing. When the FBI comes, if you lie to the FBI, that's a crime, even if you, you know. So that's my point. There's a federal response, there's a corporate response, and then I'm always doing my best to show people the power of the individual. We have power. We just have to learn how to use it, how to manifest it, and then have enough courage to actually do it. This last point just came to me, and I'm about to hang up. Now, let me tell you another reason why I'm so glad that Nicole and FBK came. Because, again, this ain't just a Cincinnati or Liberty Township issue. This is a national issue. Hulk Hogan is going to 17 different states. After the assault, I guess I didn't really explain what happened. So, because, again, I'm forgetting that everybody don't listen to Lincoln Ware. So, basically, you told it right. We never went in the store. We never actually confronted Hulk Hogan. We only carried signs and a megaphone that didn't have no batteries in it, so they can't say you was violating some noise or loud noise ordinance. We only had like 4 different signs. They didn't have sticks in them. They could no way be considered weapons. As soon as we pulled out you got on me about the camera. Now, I'm not gonna say Lincoln is no woman. Lincoln is a man, and I know he beefing with you. You ain't beefing with him, but I got to defend him for just a second. I told you, I only had one text message with Lincoln. I didn't even ask Lincoln to come. What Lincoln did was, he got on the show, he said, man, Hulk Hogan's up there, and I got a message from Nate Livingston saying he's thinking about driving down here and having a protest. And even if it's just a one-man protest, he's thinking about going out there in Liberty Township. You know what? If he drive down here, I'll meet him out there after I get off the air. That was more confirmation to me.
Now, but hold on. But just so you know, that was just for entertainment purposes. He didn't actually expect you to do that. He was just saying it for entertainment purposes.
Well, that's what he said on the air today. He admitted that. I don't see. I've been in enough protests where we actually have done that. Said, like, I hate to call this name. I won't even call this name. We've had people who maybe work for the health department, and they come to the protest, but they stand way off to the side. And they say, look, man, I'm just here to support y'all, but I can't support y'all. I mean, I can't be involved in the actual protest because, man, I'll lose my job. And then once they retire from the health department, then they say, well, I can't do it. And one day, I remember they called the radio and they said, I just got to admit it, I be scared, man. That's why I don't be getting involved. And I respect that. If you scared, nigga, just say you're scared. And so many of these people, the critics, they really just scared. Y'all just scared. But you don't want to say it. Anyway, so I looked at it like the signs were so big that they require, and I told you this, so I'm going to share it with them, they require 2 hands to carry them. And so I know that's no excuse because you could have just turned on I got an audio recorder on my phone, and I could have just did the video and stuck it in my pocket so it would have still been recording audio. I, number one, didn't think about it because I haven't been to the protest or organize one, and I'm a little rusty. And then number 2, Lincoln, without us even telling him and without him officially being part of the protest, he pulled out his phone and started recording it. So my thinking was, number 1, as soon as they saw us pull the signs out, they said, y'all got to get off the property. So my thing was, they shut this protest down pretty quickly. The best we could do is walk over to the sidewalk, was pretty far, but we could have, been screaming or whatever we were saying. But my thing was, it's a fairly short walk, Lincoln's got the camera. He's not going to, if something jumps off in this short little walk, it'll be on video. Only today did I learn from listening to his show that by the time the violence jumped off, Lincoln had walked in front of us and was he said he was to his car and about to go home. I didn't know that. I don't fault the man, though. He wasn't invited to be part of an official part of the protest. Y'all know Lincoln he ain't about to lose that job. He ain't about to, you know what I'm saying? So, and what hasn't been said is Lincoln had went inside Kroger before we got there. At least I think. All I know is he said John London from Channel 5 is inside. I said, oh, okay. He said, hey, he pulled out his phone. He said, I got his phone number. I'm going to call him and tell him y'all out here. That wasn't solid. So and I heard him tell, he said, hey, John, this is Lincoln Ware. You got some people out here protesting this event. You might want to come outside. What more can we expect from this man?
He only did that so he could be on the news. How do you not know this man by now?
Had he not done that, though, John London knew nothing. He wouldn't have knew this commotion was going on. And John London, I haven't seen the article, but my understanding is John London got the protest put up on Channel 5. And somebody told me on my ride up here, so I don't know if it's true or not, they said John London actually confronted Hulk Hogan with the issue and said, did you say that you were going to body slam the vice president, and why would you say that? Now, they did say that after Hulk Hogan said it was just a joke, that somebody editorialized like, well, there you have it. He said it's just a joke. So basically to poo-poo us. Here's the thing, though. When we take that news clip and send it to Kroger, that's going to be part of the package that goes, the follow-up package. When we take that and send it to Joy Reid from MSNBC, to Roland Martin, to D.L. Hughley, and to all these other people, they have something. They not going to take it as a joke. And then I got way on the sidetrack because FBK talked to USA Today. She said she gave an interview to USA Today. She also said she gave an interview to WLWT, Channel 5. And she got me, I bet that's her sending me a message right now saying, she got me scheduled for an interview at 5:30 on a radio station in Atlanta, Georgia. So, again, let's say it's a Nate Livingston or somebody who hear what I'm saying and say, you know what? Hulk Hogan's coming down here to Atlanta. Why don't we get 3 or 4 or 5, or like these other critics are saying, why don't we get 2,500 people and go bum rush whatever story it comes to? It stuff is like a snowball. It has a snowball effect. And so I just want people to know that if you make threats against Kamala Harris, that somebody out there, a Nate Livingston, might pull your coattail and might have something to say about it. We don't think that's a joke, and if it is a joke, we don't think it's funny, and we're not going to allow that, because if they do it to Kamala Harris and get away with it, guess what? They can disrespect any black woman. That's my position. I appreciate your time. I know you said earlier you was leaving at 5 o'clock, and I'm looking at the clock on the wall. It's slightly after 5, so I don't know if you're going to take a few more calls. Man, be a chum. Be a great guy. You know some of these people going to want to call and have something to say about that.
I have made a commitment. I got somewhere to be.
Oh, now I feel bad because I talked too long. I should have been able to say that in shorter sound bites and maybe Monday. Will you be here Monday?
I believe so. I have every intention on being here Monday. And I'm going to have to get you a body cam or something so that you can use both hands to hold the sign and have everything recorded. It's just too...
that is rule. That is one of the first 10 rules. Always record the entire protest
Yes.
until you are at safety.
Yes.
So I messed up. I have said. Hey, boy, let me tell you something. I do appreciate you coming to see about me, give me a ride. I didn't talk about my injuries. They done made my shoulder problem even worse. It was really hurting today, and injury to my eyes. But those aren't the main points. The main focus is we have to protect black women, and if we don't protect Kamala Harris, how can we protect anybody else? All right. Peace. I appreciate you.
All right. I appreciate you as well. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I have a commitment that I've made somewhere that I have to be, and I have to be there. So I got to get out of here. Get out. Enjoy the weekend. There's always stuff is always working. You know, it's not. Things ain't usually as simple as they seem. That's all I'm going to say about it. I got to go. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Got to get to this thing. I gave my word. Hey, Brent, I gave my word. And you know, King can't be breaking his word. So y'all enjoy it. I will hopefully see some of y'all on Monday. Yeah. Till next time. Oh, I forgot to say, make sure as you are out enjoying this beautiful weather this weekend, you be the reason. So, hold on. Let me tell you, I was supposed to perform down at Friday, the Friday Flow or whatever. The band that I was in was supposed to perform down there tonight, but I got kicked out the band. That's a whole story. I'll tell you about that story at some point. But I will be down tonight at Friday Flow. Checking out the band and the replacements and all of that kind of stuff. So it should be fun. It should be fun. Anybody want to come down? If you see me, say hi. Don't physically attack me. I know I got some enemies out there who want to fight. I'm not going down there to fight, but I will defend myself. But so if y'all get opportunity, go down and check out the band. I got no beef with the band. What is Friday Flow? Down at Washington Park, they bring in musical acts and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, they bring in musical acts. Troop was there not too long ago. Glenn Jones was there. All that kind of stuff. My band was supposed to headline tonight. Or it wasn't my band. Clearly, I got kicked out. The band that I was in was supposed to headline. They're headlining tonight. So I was supposed to be down there bringing it tonight. I was supposed to be bringing it, but I got kicked out. It is what it is. I'll tell y'all that story. It's an interesting story. But go down there if you get opportunity. Friday Flow. Yes, it is free. I'll be down there, and I hope that the band does an amazing job. And that's that. But even if you go to Friday Flow, if you just hang out, if you just sit around at the house, you can call somebody. You can do whatever you want to do, but be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.